Knowledge of chords is essential to any non-classical musician. In this video, we learn what 4-note chords occur in a major key. Knowing what chords to play and how to play them will up your musicianship considerably. But before we do that, there's a PDF file that goes with this video. To get it, go to www.petemartin.info, click Videos, and scroll down to the Music Theory videos. It really helps my channel if you click like, so please do that so more folks can find these videos. I really appreciate it. We have studied chords previously in videos 6 and 13 of this series. Review those if needed. Chords are 3 or more notes sounded at the same time. As you add more notes to a chord, its color changes, but the function often remains the same. We as players get to choose the color of the chord at the moment we play. Thus, having more options allows us more choices. As we saw in video number 6, a chord is constructed using every other note in the scale. For demonstration purposes here, we will use the G major scale. The G major scale has the notes G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. Just like before, we can assign numbers to those notes. Review this in example 1. We saw in video 6 that the G major chord was made of the 1, 3, and 5 of the G major scale. Review this in example 2. Notice the notes in the G major chord, the notes G, B, and D, are every other note in the G major scale. If we extend this chord by one more note, we would get the notes G, B, D, and F sharp, 1, 3, 5, and 7 of the G major scale. This is called a G major 7th chord. It can be any of the symbols that you see in the PDF file. Hear this in example 3. Just like in video 6, let's find a chord starting with every other note of the G major scale. If we start on the note A, we get the notes A, C, E, and G. This is the chord A minor 7th. It can be any of the symbols that you see in the PDF file. Play this in example 4. If we start on the note B and select every other note of the G major scale, we get B, D, F sharp, and A. This is the chord B minor 7. It can be any of the symbols you see in the PDF file. Play this in example 5. If we start on the note C and play every other note of the G major scale, we get C, E, G, and B. This is the chord C major 7. It can be any of the symbols you see in the PDF file. Play this in example 6. If you find this video useful, I ask that you consider supporting my channel and my website through my Patreon page, which is patreon.com/PeteMartin. For the very low price of $3 a month, you allow me to keep adding content to my YouTube channel and my website. Thank you. If we start on the note D and select every other note of the G major scale, we get D, F sharp, A, and C. This is the chord D7th or D dominant 7th, shortened in common usage to just D7. Play this in example 7. If we start on the note E and play every other note in the G major scale, we get E, G, B, D, or the chord E minor 7. It can be any of the symbols you see in the PDF file. Play this in example 8. If we start on the note F sharp and play every other note of the G major scale, we get F sharp, A, C, and E. This is the chord F sharp minor 7 flat 5, which is also called F sharp half diminished. It can be any of the symbols you see in the PDF file. Play this in example 9. The 4-note chords for the key of G major are 1. G major 7, 2. A minor 7, 3. B minor 7, 4. C major 7, 5. D7, 6. E minor 7, and 7 is F sharp minor 7 flat 5, or also called F sharp half diminished. This means for every major key, 1 is major 7, 2 is minor 7, 3 is minor 7, 4 is major 7, 5 is 7 or dominant 7, 6 is minor 7, and the 7 chord is minor 7 flat 5, or it's also called half diminished. It's very important to memorize this, as it means any of these chords come from the major scale of 1, and it helps you to know what key you are in when you're improvising. Pause the video now and see this in example 10. Your assignment is to memorize this for all the keys you play in, and eventually all keys. Especially if you're a jazz player, this is must-know stuff. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe, click the bell icon to get notified of new videos, click like, and check out my website and Patreon page.